All right, welcome in here to Crestview Country Club. It is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, Tommy Castor. We were supposed to be outside this morning, but it got a little wet out there as we're coming to you from the Gradey Dick Charity Golf Tournament, the first one. If you're watching us on the video stream, we're still working on the lights. This is all makeshift, so we've got you though. We're ready to rock and roll. Excited to be here with you. And excited to be a part of this golf tournament, which sounds like is going to be a great time today, Tommy. Rain or not, we're just going to be chasing golf balls in a little cart path only.
Yeah, it might be a little damp out there today, but a great cause and the first or the inaugural Gradey Dick Charity Golf Tournament. And so, everything's kind of running loose. And, we were anticipating being outside this morning to do our show. This has happened before. Remember March Madness? We were out at Bank Arena. We had to call an audible last minute and go inside a restaurant to do our show. So we're inside the club here at Crestview Country Club to do the program today, but looking forward to having just a great day here out on the course.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. We should have Gradey. He'll be running around like crazy, talking to people and getting this thing ready, but he should be able to stop by here for just a little bit at some point in the next hour and a half or so. So we'll catch up with Gradey when that happens, see how his off season's going, get ready for the NBA next, what would be his third season, and then take you into why he's doing this and what a great cause it is and what it'll help out. So we'll do all that throughout the show. Of course, it was a busy sports weekend for us. The Royals had a mildly, yet mildly is not probably the right word, a very disappointing weekend in Minnesota, a place they continue to struggle, and time's running out a little bit. We're going to have Jalen Thompson. He will stop by and join us as well to discuss the Royals. That'll come up in the next hour. That's coming for you. We want to talk a little Chiefs football, Tommy. Of course, the preseason opener is in the books. There are some things to take away from the preseason opener, I think. So we'll have that for you as well. And all kinds of stuff. You can still always give us a call. You can leave us your video comments as well at our various avenues to do so, which are Facebook, YouTube, X. Thanks for watching us, of course, on 12 News Connected. And we should be having a lot of fun here. Tommy, it's a Monday. We're getting the week started right.
We are. And, I'll tell you what, like I one of the things that I really enjoy about golf tournaments like this and where we're out here, live this morning at the Gradey Dick Charity Golf Tournament is that, I think that people are sometimes they're like, oh, it's raining and the weather's not going to hold up. It's not going to be great, et cetera, et cetera. But I think everybody just kind of recognizes you go with the flow, and however many holes you can get into play, great.
Oh yeah,
the better.
We're out here to have fun. It's going to be great. We love having the rain also.
And let's be honest, we're our team. The Odyssey team, we're not going to win. We're not in it to win it by any means.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Right. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm in it to win it.
Okay.
Why are you setting us up? Setting us up for failure?
You'll have to carry the team on your back then.
Yeah, we can handle that. Just a bunch of pro athletes out here. No big deal. No big deal. A lot of people have told me that's what I remind them of. Everything we're doing for you today is What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, locations east, west, and historic Delano. Featuring a rooftop deck, Wichita Brewing Company. It's pizza and beer made here. Of course, we are at Crestview Country Club, great supporters of this show as well. A little double dip there, which is always nice that we have this good part of our program and what we can do every day hosting this tournament. This is a little different setup than our Wichita Open setup today, but that's what the rain does. And we're making do. We got our guy Zeb back here setting us up. He just got a phone light aimed at us. You can see us a little better.
Yeah.
This is radio. It's live radio.
I told Zeb, by the way, that if he was able to come out here, help us technically get everything set up, which he's usually behind the scenes on our live broadcasts, that if he did that, he would have a spot on our team today.
Oh, man.
So Zeb pulled out the golf clubs and dusted them off and cleaned them up, and he's going to be golfing on the Odyssey team today.
And he just told us he wasn't sure if it was a women's set or a men's set that he had, which is great.
I mean, that's another reason as to why. I mean, I'm not counting on a victory today for our team, but that's okay.
That's a good way to start. We'll ask Gradey if he goes into every NBA season not counting on a victory. That's just the real athletes don't think that way, Tommy.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's an NBA superstar,
Right.
and
Right.
I am sitting here with you today.
Because he doesn't think that way.
Exactly.
We'll get into all of this. A lot of, Sam Stevens. Did Sam Stevens make it through? I have to lean on you on our golf
I
stuff.
believe he did. I'll double check that. I believe he did.
I think he did too. The FedEx Cup playoffs, as we're at Crestview, and they're always so locked into what Sam's doing, is a little bit confusing. I am really glad they're doing it though. I'm finally glad golf got to that. So we'll check in, see and make sure he's still alive. But it's the Chiefs, and what did we say, Tommy? Andy Reid's such a liar. Like at these things, he's not even doing it on purpose. I genuinely do believe him, but it's so funny when he said that the quarterbacks will get a quarter, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, sure they will."
Yeah,
like
I don't believe you, Andy Reid.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes threw one pass, and it was a 1-yard touchdown pass.
And it was so perfect.
Yeah,
it was so perfect. That's of course not anything remotely close to the biggest thing we were paying attention to in the Chiefs game. It might have been the least important thing we were paying attention to in the Chiefs game. It kind of turned into the rookie reps, and we'll get into all of this today. But just a perfect scenario and situation for what we were joking about at the end of last week with Patrick Mahomes and the starters, generally speaking, reps, is that it was one.
Maybe.
And it was efficient.
Maybe one.
Very efficient.
It was. And there were a handful of starters that didn't play in the game on Saturday. Rashee Rice didn't play. Hollywood Brown, obviously, still dealing with his injury. He didn't play. Drew Tranquill didn't play. There were a handful of starters that didn't get any reps whatsoever in that game. And I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world. I'm totally fine with that. But the starters that did play, wasn't like we saw a whole lot of them.
Yeah, we'll take a look at all of that. So we'll get you through the reps. We'll get you through the Royals game. All of these things coming for us here on the show today.
Which, by the way, I did check. Sam Stevens did make it through. So after the FedEx St. Jude Championship that ended yesterday, he is now 31st in the FedEx Cup standings, and the top 50 move on. Now, it's going to be an interesting. This next one's going to be really interesting because the cut then goes from 50 to 30. And so he's one outside of the top 30 right now. So he's going to need a good showing this weekend, and he's going to need a couple of people to probably take a little bit of a step back for him to get right inside that top 30.
Might as well just go win it. Like we're going to do today. Might as well just go win the thing.
I like your blind optimism. I mean, I don't share it. I don't share that blind optimism. But I at least appreciate it coming from you.
Yeah, listen, we can be optimistic. We can talk trash until we can't. That's all we can do. Thanks to Prayer Fry Coffee for always keeping up the Odyssey stations locked in and ready to roll in the mornings and all day long, really, with the coffee there. We appreciate their support as well. We are looking forward to a fun morning. It is damp out there as they get set up, and we're kind of moving around. If you're on your way out here right now, come inside. They're going to have some breakfast for everybody. They say the Palace Bar, Tommy.
I believe that's correct. I think things are, a little bit loose right now, trying to get this rain out of here and, get everything going. It sounds like, that they're going to have quite the cast of people out here playing today. I don't know exactly who all is
here. We'll let Gradey do that.
Yeah, so that'll be fun, and so I think they're just kind of rolling with what the weather brings them.
Yeah. So if you're on the drive out, if you're a part of this tournament, head into the Palace Bar, I believe, for registration and a breakfast burrito. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, how about that Chiefs opener? What did we see? What did we want to see? Did we see what we wanted to see? That's all next on Sports Daily Live from Crestview Country Club at the Gradey Dick Charity Golf Tournament.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
This is Rich Eisen. Check out The Rich Eisen Show, 11 until 2 on Wichita's #1 sports station, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now!
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Hey, Wichita, Jim Rome here, celebrating over 25 years as the #1 midday sports talk show on Wichita Radio. Find out why. Tune into The Jungle, weekdays 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, Tommy Castor, live from Crestview Country Club. The sun is coming up. We are making do here. You can see behind us. It's still a little wet out there. You can see behind us very well right now. We're coming to you.
You can
from
see
the
behind us
shadows
very well.
on
you
the
can't
video stream.
see us very well, but
Yeah.
you can see behind us.
We're working on some things. We haven't even gotten the lights on inside, where we had to kind of come in to sneak in and get out of the rain for a minute here. But the tournament is expected to go. If you're listening, if you're on your way here to the Gradey Dick Charity Golf Tournament, just keep on coming. We might be just a few minutes later, but it'll be no problem. We'll get this thing rocking and rolling and good to go. All right, Tommy, as we come back in here, we need to talk a little Chiefs football. How good does that roll off the tongue?
It's
some
fantastic.
Chiefs actual football.
Yeah.
Is it actual football in the preseason? That might be debatable.
It's close enough. I mean, it's the best that we can get right now.
It's the best we're going to get for the next, what do we got now? 3 weeks. 3 weeks from today would be we'd be almost playing real football. It'll be the last Monday. It'll be 4 weeks from now. We'll have our first Monday Night Football. So we're looking forward to it. So the Chiefs play the Cardinals. As we joked about in the last segment, you get a pass from Patrick Mahomes, and that's it. He, plays a quarter, which never happens, and it ended up just being a pass, which is fine. It's fine. It's a joke. It's funny, but it's fine. He'll probably play maybe a series or two, I bet, in the next game, and that'll be it. And honestly, don't you just kind of say, "Hey, Pat, what do you want to do here? How much do you want to play?"
Absolutely. I mean, but knowing him, he's going to want to play the entire game. I mean, that's the way.
Maybe 5 years ago. I think he gets this thing now. Either way, Gardner Minshew, who's now the backup, I think looked pretty good. That's probably what you're looking at the most out of the quarterback position. If they get past, Minshew, you're in trouble. So everything looks good at quarterback as we expected. The running back situation is interesting. Isaiah Pacheco did get a carry, which maybe surprised me a little bit. I think this is the spot on the team to me that is the biggest question. Isaiah Pacheco is going to have, a big opportunity early, but I just really wonder what the plan is behind him. Carson Steele had a few carries. I've kind of forgot about Carson Steele, honestly. Kareem Hunt was brought back, but Kareem Hunt, man, he's got no juice anymore. He does the things that they like. He knows the plays. He can protect the quarterback. He can, maybe help you in the goal line. But it's Brashard Smith that I'm the most interested in. And he did have 4 carries in the game. He was, active in the game. He also had a catch, I believe, but it was a negative play. Which doesn't really matter. It's just how much do they use him? I think he's the biggest question mark in that backfield. How quickly and how much do they use him? We know they don't mind and like using rookie running backs. We know they don't care where he was drafted. It's how much can he help the offense and what ways can he help the offense? And I feel like a rotation of Pacheco and Smith is the most juice this offense could have. But Kareem Hunt's going to get his run.
I mean, yeah, they need to lean on him, I think, for just a change of pace. And he may not have, a whole lot in those old legs anymore, but, being able to at least be a little bit of a change of pace guy every now and then, I do think there's a benefit to that. Elijah Mitchell got some play in the preseason game. I mean, he had 3 carries for 10 yards. And really, it was just a smorgasbord of running backs that touched the football on Saturday night for the Chiefs. I think that Elijah Mitchell is somebody that, while we may not have extremely high hopes on, or really even any hopes at all for, I think that if they brought him in out of free agency, they're going to see what they have in him.
It's just a health thing with him.
For sure. And if he can, remember, before he dealt with those injuries, he was a really good running back in this league.
Yeah, he's got a lot of juice.
It's just a matter of whether or not he can even get back to a fraction of where he was before those injuries. And if he can, then at that point, yeah, I mean, you kind of feel like you've got another asset in that backfield and another option to be able to give the ball to. I don't think that's a bad thing at all to have somebody like him back there if he's healthy and if he can continue, to work his way back and maybe be a little bit of the running back he was previously.
Yeah, I mean, how many are they going to carry? I think is are they going to carry 5 backs? Are they going to only carry 4? What happens with Carson Steele, who was sort of the darling of last season's, preseason? I think that'll be a little bit interesting. So we'll play that part by ear. I didn't think it would be as important, but with some of the injuries to receiver and things like that, they may run it a little bit more. And I just don't know how you try to manage Isaiah Pacheco's workload as you're making your way through this season. Like, do you cap it? I think you probably do to some degree.
Yeah.
Like, I think Isaiah Pacheco is going to be really effective. I just don't know how many times he's going to get like 18 carries in a game. Probably, it feels more like it's going to be like 12. Who do they use around the goal line? That probably becomes Kareem Hunt territory. We'll see. And the problem is it's a lot of the same faces, but they didn't have Pacheco for so much of last year. There's not just a whole lot we can go off of. But it's probably more important what they do at wide receiver, which we go down. I think Jalen Royals is the story of camp. 5 targets. I think their Chiefs are telling us that they want Jalen Royals to be a part of this offense early on. He had the most targets, I believe. He had the most targets. Yeah, he had the most targets in the game. He played a lot of reps. I think they're trying to acclimate him quickly because I think they're going to need him early, and I think they're planning on it, which was not the plan probably 4 weeks ago.
Well, I think he's got the athleticism and he's got the speed to be able, just from a sheer ability perspective, I think he can get the job done. The question has always been for him and other rookies, especially rookie wide receivers, is acclimating themselves to the playbook and getting on the same page with Patrick Mahomes and the play calling and all of that. If he can even be ahead of the curve of what typically rookie wide receivers are able to do, then sure. I mean, I think that he can absolutely have some kind of impact early on, regardless if Rashee Rice is in the mix or not. I think that from what you just said, I agree with you. Him getting the targets that he got and what we've been able to hear about him in training camp, they obviously think extremely highly of him, and they think that he is somebody that can be a key contributor pretty early on offensively for this team. I don't know if anybody had Jason Brownlee on their bingo card to catch the touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes. And I don't really know much about him. That was really the first time I had seen him have any kind of play before. And it's not like he was really talked about in training camp a whole lot. So, we'll see if that's an anomaly or if there's something to take away from that. But I'll tell you, and I know this is different from wide receiver talk, but it's still in the same realm as pass catching. I had forgotten that Robert Tonyan was on this team.
Yep.
And
I was just about to ask how many tight ends they're going to carry.
I know the question has been, outside of Travis Kelce, who else do you have on that depth chart? Tonyan had a really good game, and there were a couple of passes that he caught from Gardner Minshew that were really pretty. They were nice grabs, and he's a guy that's been around in the league for a while now. If he can be a depth piece on this team, I mean, that could very well be a benefit to this team.
Yeah, I think he will be, which means I think they'll carry 4 tight ends. And that's where I go into the next one. So if Juju is going to make the roster, obviously, and Rashee Rice is going to be there, and I'm going to ask you a question about him in a second too. But Rice will be there, Worthy will be there, Royals will be there. That's 4, right? Those probably will be the 4 at some point. Then you get into this mix of guys that have been around for a long time, Remigio. Then you've got Tyquan Thornton, who's been kind of this year's storyline. How many do you think that they're going to carry here? Sky Moore may not make this team. I can't imagine that he would.
I think Sky Moore is going to be done. I mean, I just with the ascension of Royals, and then of course I think they love what Nico Remigio can do in the return game.
So he makes 6 if they keep Thornton.
They love what he can do, there. So I have a hard time thinking that Sky Moore is going to be somebody that will continue on this team.
I do too. So then becomes the question of Rashee Rice, and I still think he's suspended at the beginning of this season. And I don't know what happens with his roster spot. I suppose they can just carry an extra for a while. Maybe that's where Sky Moore comes in. And then over time, one of these guys is going to have to get cut or go to the practice squad, probably. But if they're keeping an extra tight end, which I think they should, it gets down to that point. And then there's the news over the weekend from Rashee Rice, and it's still kind of the same thing. It's more of the Chiefs expect, X, Y, Z. But that's all the news we're getting on that, which still blows my mind. And the expectation from them was what, 4 to 6? Is that what was being reported?
Yeah, that's correct. What do you think the delay is? Like, why do you think? Do you have a gut feeling?
I would say no. I think the longer this goes, my gut says the longer it goes, the worse it is for Rice. Honestly,
why?
Because it means there's still something they're looking for or have found or are trying to sort through. If it was as cookie cutter as it appears in the court system, it wouldn't take this long. They do their own investigation. So, that's the part of it that, like, if they're looking at it longer, it means they're looking at something else that hadn't been there yet. So I don't know. Look, I've always thought 6. I thought 6 to 8 last year when we were kind of in it. Everyone keeps saying the lighter end. Maybe the Chiefs just keep putting out there to, try to change the universe. But I've thought 6 forever. Maybe 4 to 6 is realistic. I just don't understand. And I know the league always is on its own timetable, but Addison, the fact that Addison happened and this one hasn't, that's the thing now that's making me think, well, maybe they're looking at something else in their investigation when it comes to a personal conduct policy and not the actual letter of the law that could be a problem for Rice. They're not going to want to make light of what's happened. And I don't know if they need to set an example necessarily with Rice, but, this guy's driving 100 miles an hour in a 50, Shedeur said, like, there's been some things where, like, this reckless driving is kind of a problem too. I don't see a world where they take it easy on him at all. Maybe they don't throw the book at him, but I don't think they're going to cut any breaks to him in a suspension time. There isn't really precedent for what he did other than Henry Ruggs, and obviously that's different because somebody died. But Rice, they could have, right? It's just
sure.
it's lucky that nobody did. So I think all this talk of 4, I don't know where that's coming from.
I don't know. I actually like the fact that Rice didn't play in the game on Saturday. Obviously he's working his way back from that ACL. So there's really no need to risk it, number one. Number two, I would be surprised, honestly, if we see Rice at all this preseason, mainly because I think that there's probably something in the back of the head of the Chiefs where they think, hey, it'd be probably advantageous for us if we're going to be missing him for a handful of games to start the season, if we just don't have him in the preseason and we can continue to kind of operate as though we don't have him on the team.
Wouldn't you like to see one series, and I don't even know that I'm advocating for this really, but it would be interesting to have just like one possession where Mahomes had all 5 of those guys on the field at once, where he has Juju, Rice, Worthy, Royals, and Hollywood.
It'd be fun. Is it necessary?
Well, no. I know it's not necessary, but at some point, like that, they're going to run 5 receiver sets, and like if you envision late in the season, that's going to be it. The problem is I don't know how much good that does you because you then lose Rice for a while. The chances that all 5 of those guys stay healthy that feels next to zero.
I'd rather it be when it matters. I'd rather it be when it counts.
Well, I'm just saying to get the work in now. Don't you envision, like, if all things were well and the Chiefs had their offense set up the way they would, they'd probably run 5 receiver sets?
Yeah, probably. I would think that they've got enough talent to be able to do that. And on top of all of it,
Kelsey a break.
Yeah. What we've gone this entire time and actually kind of buried the lead. I think is Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons is the real deal.
Yeah, it's the lead.
I know it's a preseason game, and I know that anytime the thing that's weird about preseason is that if somebody plays bad, then you're like, oh, like I don't know if it's going to work. But if somebody plays good, then it's like, well, it's just the preseason. Like, hang on.
But I don't think you do that so much at left tackle. Look, it was becoming pretty clear right away last year at left tackle that Suamataia was struggling there.
Yeah.
Like we were seeing that.
Well, shoot, he struggled at left guard on Saturday as well.
So, but that's what I mean. Like, so if you can see that struggle there, I do think it matters that the guy standing next to him is not struggling. And I always have to sort of, until we really get into it, I got to trust people that study tape, right? The people that are watching this stuff that way to ever get a real good feel for offensive linemen. Like until you get into games and you're in big situations and you see them line up against an elite edge rusher and whether they dominate it or not, like if you almost have to not watch anything else but the offensive lineman you're trying to get a feel for. So everybody that does that for a living was highly impressed with what Simmons did. Now you also have rose-colored glasses a lot of the time, I think, in those kinds of evaluations. But for a first run, first time out, what else could the Chiefs have wanted to see from him? He probably becomes a player that plays, I'll bet you this, when in the next game, he'll play as long as Mahomes plays, and then that's probably going to be it for him. Because remember, he's coming off of an injury. I know he's a rookie, and I advocate on this show all the time for rookies getting time in the preseason. But if you get another good performance for as long as Mahomes is out there, I think you just are. That would be enough for me in this preseason.
I would agree with that. I think that Simmons is the kind of guy that you know what his pedigree is. You know what he did in college. All of that has been well documented over time. And so really the biggest question mark is, does that pedigree, how does that translate to the next level?
Right.
And in just a limited number of snaps, I think you get a pretty good idea on how that translates to the next level. I don't think you need to see a whole lot more out of him. And I'm sure that getting acclimated with everything is important and all of that. So I would anticipate we'll see more Simmons as the preseason goes on. But man, that was fun to watch. And it was a debut that I think everybody wanted to see out of him. There wasn't anything from Simmons that I saw that concerned me whatsoever. I'm like, yeah, this is their left tackle. This is the guy that can anchor that offensive line on the left side for potentially years to come.
Yeah. That's the goal here. But then the only question becomes his health, because he sure looked like he's going to be fine ability wise. So we'll watch his health a little bit. Max, we wondered if Max back in the studio could hear us earlier. He can, because he's chiming in about, rookie Patriot running backs. And he tells me when we're talking about running backs, he says none of them are Travion Henderson, which of course the rookie that the Patriots drafted.
Fair enough.
Okay, Max. Max is, I don't know, are we going to be able to handle it when the Patriots are like, maybe 500 and miss the playoffs? I don't think Max is going to be able to handle that.
It's going to be a hard time.
He's having a hard time.
Tough.
He's excited.
Yeah.
Max is excited about his Patriots.
He should be. With Vrabel at the helm, he should be.
Yeah, maybe a little overexcited this year. No, I think it was all things positive for the most part this weekend for the Chiefs. Kind of exactly what you want to see out of a preseason opener. This second game has become, in the new 3-game system, the most important game in the Andy Reid design of preseasons with the 3 games. So we'll continue that. When we come back, we're going to talk a little Royals, not all roses and flowers with the Royals. It was a really disappointing weekend. We'll discuss it next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
This is Rich Eisen. Check out The Rich Eisen Show, 11 until 2 on Wichita's #1 sports station, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Hey, Wichita, Jim Rome here, celebrating over 25 years as the #1 midday sports talk show on Wichita Radio. Find out why. Tune into The Jungle, weekdays 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We made a set change. We got a little relief from the rain. We're going to play a little Russian roulette here and make sure we don't get rained on, but you can see him behind us here. Crestview Country Club, we're at the Gradey Dick Golf Charity Tournament at Crestview Country Club. And, Tommy, we're going to get out there. It's going to be soggy. We're going to be chasing balls. It's a junk ball day for a lot of us that we're just willing to say, you know what, we're just going to leave that one over there. Little cart path golf kind of day, but we're going to have some fun out here at Crestview Country Club. Somebody that didn't have fun this weekend, Royals fans. That was a bummer. And it was a bummer because you've got these one of them is extra innings, right? Yesterday that you lose. I don't know. They're running out of time, Tommy. The Royals are running out of time here, and losing series like that, they're 4 games back. The Rangers had a terrible weekend. That helps the Royals a little bit. The Yankees being the team and their struggles helps open the door a little bit, but it really hurt them in the division. Now 9.5 back. So, probably as much as we want to look at that because they still get to play Detroit 6 times, you got to kind of push that one back out of there. And now we look at this wild card. The Guardians still are a team that doesn't scare me up there. The Mariners and the Red Sox, though, might not be catchable at this point. They're both playing so much better. I don't know, man. It's kind of Yankees or bust. It's kind of that third wild card spot or bust, it feels like, which is in play, 4 games back. But you can't do things like lose 2 out of 3 to Minnesota, who's running a AAA roster out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, extremely disappointing with the way that, the Twins have been just flat out sellers. Like, they were sellers at the deadline. It was a fire sale for them. And there were so many players that played for the Twins this weekend that I'm like, yep, that guy was a win surge player. That guy was a win surge player. That guy, I mean, it was just up and down the lineup card throughout the entire weekend. Disappointing that that the Twins are out of it and they're not playing for anything right now, and you drop 2 out of 3 to them. Friday's game, obviously you're going up against Joe Ryan, and outside of a leadoff home run by Mike Yastrzemski, it was, I mean, Joe Ryan looked really, really good.
About what you expected.
About what you expected from him. So, disappointing. Seth Lugo did not look good in that game on Friday at all.
Probably his worst start of the year.
But
you consider the circumstances.
When you consider the circumstances, but you also know you're going up against Joe Ryan, you were going to need a pretty immaculate game to be able to beat him, and his stuff was filthy on Friday. So you kind of set that aside and you lose that opener, and you're like, okay, go out and get the next 2. And it was a great pitching outing yet again from Noah Cameron on Saturday. I think you feel good about where he's at and everything, and the Royals are able to get the shutout. Then yesterday's game, a clutch home run in the 7th, I believe it was, from Vinny Pasquantino for the Royals to take the lead. And you're like, okay, like they can get out of Minnesota winning 2 of 3. They're back to 500. Things are looking good for them as they get back to home. They play the Nationals and the White Sox this week. You feel pretty good about it. And then Lucas Erceg gives up a run immediately, and then they can't get anything across in extra innings. I think the most disappointing thing about the game yesterday and the major takeaway, the Royals were 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position in that game. 1 for 15 when you had runners in scoring position. That's been an epidemic throughout this entire season for them. It had gotten better recently, and you're like, okay, cool. Like that, we can kind of get this thing turned around. And yesterday's game looked like the Royals that we saw in the month of May, month of June, and that was really disappointing.
Yeah, look, what's to me the most disappointing thing is how thin their margins still feel. They shouldn't. This team is better than the margins that they play within. What feels like every night out. You can't, like, you've got an MVP candidate in your lineup. You've got a Hall of Famer in your lineup. You've got, it just is not making sense to me why they're having such a hard time separating in these games. And it shouldn't be like, I mean, look, I want that back end, and I love that back end of Erceg and Harvey and Estevez, but they can't have to be perfect every single game. They can't be playing with only 1-run leads every single game. Like I don't know why this team has struggled so mightily this year to put some space in a game and just throttle people, but they can't.
They can't do it.
They do.
They've not been able to do it all season long. It hasn't mattered the reinforcements they got before the deadline. That really hasn't mattered. The makeup and DNA of this team is to play close games. And we've said it before, the difference in comparing last season to this year, they played a lot of close games last year too, but they were clutch enough to be able to get wins. And that really hasn't been the case as much this season. I do think one other thing that we haven't discussed yet, but Bobby Witt Jr. did not play in the game yesterday. And when I first saw that he was out of the lineup, my first thought was, man, this is too crucial of a game to sit Bobby Witt Jr. And I understand a day off, but you've got an opportunity to not drop back-to-back series. He had a sore lower back, and so they held him out because of that. Hopefully that's all it is. It's just a sore lower back that he can work his way through. But that was tough to know that going into the rubber match of a divisional series, I did not drop back-to-back series, he couldn't go. That's concerning.
Don't overlook that.
Yeah, that's
don't
concerning.
Overlook that, because he's not gonna not play in any game the rest of the way, and would want to power through if at all possible.
Yeah.
So that is majorly concerning, of course, that he was not available in that game. We'll see. I mean, a lower back is a pain thing, but it's we've all got bad backs. It's hard to do things with, and Yeah, that's going to be.
It was concerning. I didn't realize when I first saw the lineup card that he had been dealing with that, and apparently he was dealing with it on Saturday as well. Was still able to play, and I think the Royals said prior to the game that if they needed to, he could pinch hit or he could be available off the bench. They didn't ultimately go to him at any point. There were some opportunities where I thought maybe they should have. There was a clutch situation. I believe it was in the top of the ninth when the Royals had the bases loaded, 2 outs. Michael Garcia had hit a double, and then they intentionally walked past Quintino, and then they hit Salvador Perez. Bases were loaded, and Adam Frazier came up. Now, Frazier had a really good game. He ended up being 4 for 5. He was 4 for 4 up to that point. So it's hard to set a guy down that is, 4 for 4. But I thought, man, if you're going to bring Bobby Witt Jr. in at any point, now might be the time to do that. When it's a tie game, top of the ninth, bases loaded, 2 outs. They didn't. They went with Frazier. Frazier flew out. The Royals couldn't get any runs across.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a problem. It's a concern. It's starting to feel a little bit overwhelming, and I'm never going to sit here and say they're done because there's still too many
don't you
games.
feel like it's starting to slip out of their fingertips?
Yeah, I do, because you can't lose 2 or 3 to Minnesota.
Yep.
But they are still only 4 games back with way too many games to play. And the Yankees aren't playing particularly well. The Rangers were just swept. And if you think the Guardians are in it, that's fine. I don't think they will be, but they always are. So maybe that's unfair to me. Nobody is taking it and running.
Right.
The Red Sox and the Mariners, I do think, are going to do that. And so now it becomes playing for one spot. This is an old school wild card chase now. And I think it is chasing games. And I think they are chasing games. And I think they are chasing a win total. And they're going to have to try to get there. But, I mean, you seeing Lugo struggle like that, seeing Bobby Witt Jr. with a bad back, seeing Ursig, who's been your nails guy,
there were a couple of positives that I think you can look at. I think Ryan Bergert had a really good game yesterday for the Royals, and I know that they weren't able to turn it into a win or anything, but he looked solid, and I think he can be a guy that they utilize in the rotation and can get you some good innings. So that's a positive you can take away from all of it. But there were a couple of times after that game wrapped up yesterday that I thought to myself, this might end up being too little too late for the Royals. And all the different things that they tried to do to stay in contention. And it doesn't mean they're totally out of it.
No, they're not out.
But man, things have gotten significantly tougher.
They get 6 games against bad teams. And if you can go win 5 of 6 or 6 of 6, you're going to be probably at that point within 2 or 1 game of that wild card. But what is becoming the challenging part to me is they're going to have to get hot enough to beat good teams, right? It can't be that they just, which is what we talked about. And it was probably naive to think, you can just beat up on the bad teams and you'll be okay. Right. They're going to have to beat teams too.
They're going to have to.
Which is possible, right? Which is totally possible. But when you see Lugo struggle and when you see Witt out and you see Ursig not have his best game, now you're coming into this game tonight with Bailey Falter, I believe, is the projected starter. Yeah. That doesn't inspire confidence. I think if you're a Royals,
if he can be the Bailey Falter from the Pirates, then I think that can inspire some confidence.
Right.
Not the one start we saw from him in Boston. That if he duplicates that again, then at that point you're like, man, that.
But it also can't be Bailey Falter with 2 runs behind him.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it has to, like they've got to be able to pick him up too. So I don't want it to be all doom and gloom, because no matter what happens, the moves that they made and the things that they've done help this franchise long term. So I think that everything is in a pretty good situation. I'll be very disappointed if this team is not in the postseason, but they haven't had Cole Reagans all year. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. They've dealt with a lot of things. And I think we just need to be ready to come to terms with that and then hope for the best. I think that's, the days of expecting this team to do anything that's probably what we shouldn't be doing. And we should just enjoy the ride, whatever it is that they give us over the last, couple months of this season. I don't think they're going to fall out of it by any means, which it's always that chip in a chair mentality in baseball. Are you telling me I have a chance? And I think they will have a chance the rest of the way. But it's just a tough series. And had they won the other game, what would it be the difference of a half game in the standings? So,
but it would have been a difference between you being 500 to go back home or 2 games under 500. And that's where they're at right now. They're 2 games under.
Right. You're chasing a win total. at this point.
Absolutely.
And so if you're chasing a win total, yes, losing any game makes it harder to get to that win total. So here we are. We sit like this and wait and see if they can just find a little of what they had at, in May is too much to ask, but just score some runs. You're going to need you to score some runs.
Yep.
And they didn't do a very good job of that in Minnesota. We'll have Jalen Thompson in the next hour. He's going to help us navigate that. I don't know if a disaster of a series is fair. That's probably not fair, but a disappointment of a series certainly is. So that'll come up in our next hour. We are just getting, the sun's not out. I wouldn't say the sun's out, but it's not raining on us.
The rain stopped. That's the important thing. And we're getting ready for a golf tournament here.
We are. It's the Gradey Dick Charity Golf Tournament, the very first time this event has happened, and we are glad to be out here with it. Yep. We've got golfers out here. Everybody's getting ready, maybe just a little bit later of a start than anticipated. If you are driving out here, they are back outside for the setup. So just come out here and get ready for a little golf. We'll have some fun today out and be, we'll be embarrassing ourselves out there on the golf course trying to win this thing. Tommy's ready to go in with the losing spirit. I don't like it.
I'm not ready. I'm prepping myself for, what could potentially happen.
Maybe. Maybe. There's a chance. There's also a chance we win this thing. Zeb is on the mic.
I don't know if we have a chance of winning this thing.
I don't think we do.
I'm going to tell you right now, with these two attitudes, we don't have a chance.
Well, seeing how the last game I played was with Tommy in
2022.
2022.
3 years.
Kansas Hall of Fame.
Also, I like that you called it the last game you played.
The match?
The last game you
played.
The last round.
See?
Yeah.
See?
How many points did you score?
Oh, at least.
My wife would ask me. How many points did you score? All right, we're going to take a break. We've got another hour of Sports Daily coming up. We will get you locked and loaded. Jalen Thompson's going to join. We're going to try to get Gradey Dick over here as well, hopefully sometime in the next hour. So stick around. From Crestview Country Club, it's Jacob and Tommy from Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
This is Rich Eisen. Check out The Rich Eisen Show, 11 until 2 on Wichita's #1 sports station, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83-1001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Hey, Wichita, Jim Rome here, celebrating over 25 years as the #1 midday sports talk show on Wichita Radio. Find out why. Tune into The Jungle, weekdays 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
You won't hear anything.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, Tommy Castor. We are from Crestview Country Club here at the Gradey Dick Charity Golf Classic, and we've got golfers showing up, ready to rock and roll. We got the music playing. Everybody's rain's not going to hold anybody away. I mean, that sun it's trying real hard to come out here today, and that is looking good. That is just fine. So we're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to go win this thing.
We got to go. I got to go through our buddy Zeb's bag here. First off,
he's got the Tour 2400 pluses.
He's got no head covers. First off, that's your first telltale sign. No head covers. A TaylorMade 320 Ti. That's not a bad driver, actually. Have you ever heard of Pinnock? The brand
sure.
Pinnock before? I don't know anything about Pinnock at all.
Yeah, the oversized
Tour Select 3.
Yeah,
a Nike 3. That's not a bad little hybrid there. And then Dunlop irons. These have got to be from probably the 70s, I would think.
Yeah.
He does have a head cover for his putter. So
there you go.
That's
there you go, and that's all we're gonna need Zeb to putt.
Oh, it's an Odyssey putter. That's not a bad putter.
Odyssey is in like Odyssey Wichita.
No, Odyssey is
work for. I didn't know you guys. I didn't know we made putters.
I know.
That's impressive.
Yep.
we're ready to have some fun out here. That's the reality. We've got our friends. We're double dipping here. Our KWCH 12 News and Odyssey and KFH here are sponsors of this golf tournament, and we're glad to do it because we think this is fun. We love that that Gradey Dick is back here in the summertime and wanting to do something to make an impact here in the city of Wichita. So it should be a great time. It should be a fun time. We're excited about it, and we'll be out here embarrassing ourselves soon enough. And once we get teed off, everything's pushed back a little bit. If you're on your way out here, if you're driving out, just come on down to the main area, and they'll get you all set up. We are talking a little Royals. We're talking a little Chiefs today, mostly. Tommy, we'll get into in the next segment some of the other things maybe we saw from around the preseason. Is he my guy? I know I've painted myself into this corner. Is he my guy, Shedeur Sanders?
Oh, he was 100% your guy.
Oh, I know.
Which at this point, like, I think that you clearly need to own that, embrace that, and keep that going.
Well, I do too, because I feel like I'm on an island here. I'm on an island with the young man who, if he can just not make silly decisions, looked pretty good on the football field, which is still the point, right?
Yeah.
You can have dance videos and still be a good football player.
Hey, look, we talked about it on Friday's show that the preseason game was going to be a monumental opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to show that he has what it takes to play in the NFL.
And he seized it.
And before anybody says, "Oh, it's just preseason," and I even said, like, I said that at one point, like, let's pump the brakes, not get too excited. It's only preseason. For some guys, preseason is the only opportunity you have. And for Shedeur Sanders,
for everybody that wants to say that and that is a hater, like not a neutral party, which that's the thing that's happened kind of more than anything. There aren't really any more neutral.
Right.
For everybody that is a clearly defined hater of it, and you want to say it's just the preseason, had he struggled mightily, would you have said it's just the preseason? No, you'd have said, look how bad he looked in the preseason.
He's not going to make it. It's not going to work out. Absolutely. Like, I understand the hypocritical nature of the preseason, and you have a narrative built in your mind about who you think somebody is and what you think they can do. And if they do well, you're going to try to find a way to discount it. If they're going to do bad, then you just point at them and say, well, there's a reason why he's bad. And so I understand that. Do I think that because of one preseason outing that Shedeur Sanders is all of a sudden going to be a Hall of Famer? Absolutely
Where did
not.
you land with him as a player? I don't even remember now.
I thought he was fine. I didn't think he was incredible.
You didn't think he was first-round talent?
I didn't think he was a first-round talent, but I certainly didn't think that he would fall as far as he did.
Fifth-round talent either. Yeah, I think he is I do think he's first-round talent. By the end of the year, I can't remember. I don't think I liked him the most I liked him the most at the beginning of the season. I don't think I was as clearly defined at that at the end of the season when the draft was actually happening, but I definitely think he was better than a lot of the guys that were drafted ahead of him. And I think that will play itself out as long as he can. And I'm not ignoring the things the concerns and the things, he obviously didn't handle the interview process well. And then he comes out and he has his speeding tickets, and I see the videos. Like, if he will just play football to begin with, then you can let your personality shine all that you want. The things that people put up with in the NFL are a lot. So if you'll just play football first and then go do that stuff, he's a really good football player. I think I say it all the time, he reminds me of Baker Mayfield. We've seen what Baker Mayfield can do in this league if he's put in a good situation. I think that's it for him. So I'm happy that he had that performance. End of the year, we're in week 12. Everybody's healthy. Who's the Browns starting quarterback?
Everybody is healthy.
Everybody
in their quarterback room is healthy. Week 12. Probably Flacco. I think Flacco is still probably the starter. I mean, look, I think there's a scenario where Flacco plays poorly enough that he doesn't end up the starter at some point during the season. But I don't know if it's a foregone conclusion that it's going to be Sanders. And again,
I mean, they took another rookie ahead of him.
It's if everybody is healthy, that becomes the key question mark. What are the odds that you'll have all four quarterbacks healthy in week 12? Probably slim to none.
No, I'm just saying, like, once we get into this thing, where do we stack these quarterbacks?
I still don't think it's Shedeur in week 12 if everybody's healthy and all things are equal.
I just think he's the best quarterback on the roster, and I love Joe Flacco. I also think the thing that's interesting about the Browns and the thing we have to watch is the Browns could be decent this year, right? Like they're not. Look, what have they had at quarterback? And they've been decent. So they've got some decent weapons in the pass game with Njoku and Judy and Tillman. I don't know what they're going to do to run the ball because they've got another rookie who's really made some poor decisions.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about poor decisions, and then Myles Garrett on the defense, and a defense that's pretty good. Like they have a chance to be pretty good. So we'll just, I don't know. That situation becomes one of the most interesting here this offseason, and we'll watch it. I think it's the most interesting quarterback situation this preseason, don't you, is what Shedeur Sanders does. He's become this polarizing player.
I think that's the storyline.
What else in the preseason are we watching? Did Cam Ward even play? I don't even know. Like, did Cam Ward play for the Titans?
If he did, it was very limited.
Let's see if we can find the Titans. Yeah. Okay. The Titans played, of course. Cam Ward, he threw 8 passes. Looked fine, right? According to the box score. I didn't watch a second of that.
That wasn't the top story. The top story was Sanders.
Yeah. And it will continue to be, which is great news for Cam Ward.
I've said that multiple times. I love that for Cam Ward. I love that he can sort of just grow and not have to worry about a circus around him. When was the last time, and we talked about this before, the last time that you had a rookie number 1 overall pick at quarterback that isn't surrounded by a circus?
Probably Bryce Young, but I only say that because of his personality again. He's kind of wired like that with Ward, but he didn't, it took a long time. And now he looks good, but we still don't, like, with former number 1 overall pick Bryce Young, like people aren't talking about, and that's the way it's going to be for Cam Ward. It just will be. I mean, it will be. And last year you had all the great rookies that were drafted and who's going to be the best, Caleb Williams. By the way, speaking of players nobody's really talking a lot about, which is, and maybe I'm missing this, nobody's talking about Caleb Williams at all. Caleb Williams is a really interesting player to me early in the season. He's got a new offensive coordinator. Quarterbacks always have to adjust to that.
He's got a new head coach who was a dynamic.
That's what I mean. I call Ben Johnson his offensive coordinator, but his head coach, the guy that will run this offense. And it's just like you have now this scenario for him where they've fixed a lot of his offensive line, which was a problem last year. At least in theory they have. They've brought in some linemen. He's got all kinds of weapons in the pass game. They drafted Luther Burden in there. He's a guy too that nobody's talking about. These number 1 picks between him and Young, and we'll see what happens with Cam Ward. They just haven't come with, and I guess Williams did come with the flair and the fanfare last year. But it's an interesting time for the young quarterbacks. There's the old guard, and then it feels like there's this gap between quarterbacks. All right, Jalen Thompson's going to join us in this hour. I just saw Gradey walk up, so we'll go try to chase him down. He's out talking to people. So I'll go try to run him down here for this next segment during the break, and we will make our way through it. We can come back into the Chiefs a little bit. How do we project out what we saw? Josh Simmons, of course, was that story, and we can look around elsewhere in the sports world as well. So a lot coming for you here. We appreciate everybody being here with us. Don't forget the summer concert series is back at NAFSCAR Park Friday.
Correct,
how many more of those do we have?
2
more, and then we're
one more.
And then we're in school. Zeb's got the.
Oh yeah, so we have our last Odyssey Summer Concert Series over there at NAFSCAR Park. 8 to 10. Food trucks open at 6 o'clock, a little earlier this Friday. We've had great turnouts the past couple times. We had 1,200 people 2 weeks ago. I'd say about 800 people last week. With the heat, that was a great numbers for us. It was a great time. There's more people up and dancing than sitting down in the back. So this coming Friday, 8 to 10, NAFSCAR Park with Roadhouse Saints.
All right. Okay. Roadhouse Saints will be there for that one. So make sure you try to get out there. School will be started up. It'll be a good time. All right. We're going to take a quick break. I'll try and run down Gradey. We'll have Jalen Thompson later this hour. Don't go away. More Sports Daily coming right up.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app. Brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
This is Rich Eisen. Check out The Rich Eisen Show, 11 until 2 on Wichita's #1 sports station, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Hey, Wichita, Jim Rome here. Celebrating over 25 years as the #1 midday sports talk show on Wichita Radio. Find out why. Tune into The Jungle, weekdays 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Because I was going to play with you at McPherson.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily We are live at Crestview Country Club, the Gradey Dick Charity Golf Tournament. First time joining us, Gradey Dick, named here. So, Gradey, I know this has been fast and furious for you guys, but we got a nice turnout here. People are starting to come through. You had the rain. What are you thinking when you walk up here today?
It's crazy. I only really started playing golf, over the past year.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I play a lot of baseball. I always say I play a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
Fell in love with the swing, got addicted real quick. My siblings played a lot.
It's so funny too, doesn't that? How many guys do you think that you're playing with now? Because of course that happened for Michael Jordan's generation. You got Barkley out there hacking it around a little bit. It feels like so many guys who are pros go to the game of golf, right? Because it's kind of a low risk for you guys when you have to be careful with everything. I'm sure you'd love to get out there and play baseball right now, but I don't know. I don't know that your employers would like that too much.
Yeah.
So how are you shooting it then?
See, that's the thing. I'm so new to it. I don't even know my handicap.
There you go.
That. I just got addicted through playing with my buddies when I come back home and playing scrambles, stuff like that, and having a good time with it. And be able to do events like this starting now it's kind of surreal. And seeing all these carts out here and a lot of my family members, mutual friends. It's a special time.
So what made this, like, how did this start and what made you want to do this year? I know this is the first one, I assume the first of many, but how did this come together?
I think it started with my basketball camp. I had that yesterday. I had my first one ever last year around this time. So to be able to do it second year in a row is pretty cool, because I remember, being that kid that would go to all the camps and finally put on my own is sweet. And so we wanted to think of something else that we could bring some more charitable, funds to, especially around the hometown and here at Crestview, and came up with golf, the game I'm getting addicted to, like I said. So what better spot than this?
And you're right. This is a great spot. We love Crestview. They're great sponsors of ours too, but it is built for something like this.
Yeah.
What about, giving back? And we won't reveal now who this will go to help, because that's a part of the day. That's going to happen later in the day. But that's a component too. And I don't even know how you guys find time to think about this stuff. And I know you get lots of great help, but that's a part of this too that has to feel pretty good too. Being able to do something positive for the community, even when you don't get to be here probably as much as you'd like to be.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's one of the biggest things my parents instilled in my siblings and I, at a young age, and I'm seeing come to fruition now, as I get older. It's whatever you can do, just give back as much as you can, especially the, community that raised me. And, I can't thank, my dad's been busy for months talking to everyone, annoying me most days, setting this up. But, it all come out like this, and, it's amazing.
Let's talk ball. How's it looking? Just you self-evaluate. How do you think your second year in the NBA went versus your first?
A lot better than my first. I think it's just coming with time, talking with, vets like Garrett Temple was mine when I first came in the league, still is. But, his biggest advice was there's going to be ups and downs. It's an 82-game season compared to college. It's, double that or triple. So just being able to not get too high, not get too low, and just kind of keep even, throughout the whole season. And I feel like I try to learn that going in the second season, and just trying to be consistent with my workouts and all that stuff. And the more I did that, the more I saw it on the court.
How much of that now in year three? That's so interesting, because you didn't play much college ball either. So you go from and at Sunrise, I know you guys had a grind, but that ramp up is fast.
Yeah.
Now in year three, like, do you feel like your legs are even underneath you yet for the changes to the pro game?
No, I don't think I'm really scratching the surface, what I can be. And I think that's exciting, just because, it motivates me even more when I know that I can, work even more. But yeah, it's obviously going to be, a lot more, I'll feel a lot more prepared than I was coming in the first year and then second year. And I think that's the biggest thing that, I got to go into this summer in the off season, going back to the team and just working and try to hit the ground running when I go into the third.
And your coaches are telling you what? Like, what do they want you to do? What is the next step for you in your career?
Just, be able to, play free. At the end of the day, NBA is all about roles, compared to high school and college. Right. But I think that's the biggest thing that I try to bring to them is just knowing my role, not being anyone who I'm not. But at the same time, we have amazing coaches and we have amazing play style where, you can get a rebound and run with it. And no one's kind of, set to one position, other maybe, a center. But at the same time, we're all semi-new to the Raptors organization with the coaching staff and all that good stuff. So, they're amazing. And, it's kind of a rebuild we had these first 2 years, and we're starting to really build our core chemistry and, build into this third year.
Started to see it. So last time I asked you, I don't think you had. What about poutine? Are you team poutine yet?
Yeah, I love it.
You do?
Yeah,
God,
it's pretty good. I can't eat it too much, but first time I had it, and brothers liked it too. It's just a concoction.
What about ketchup potato chips? That's the thing we need to import. I think.
Of course,
down here
I don't know why
anything.
we haven't.
I know they're so amazing. What is who are you playing with today? Are you playing around, or are you just kind of mingling?
I think my deal is I stay on the 10th hole and tee off with every team.
There you go.
I think I get to go up on the tees, and they can use my shot if they want.
Okay.
Which is kind of disrespectful.
I know. I don't know why. What you can come play with me and Zeb. We'll be hacking it out there. We'll be.
The best part of my game though is I can drive it, but
we may be DAL at the end of this deal. But it looks good. You got a great turnout here. Go shake some hands. Do awesome. We don't talk again before you get up to Toronto. Have a great year.
All right.
We'll talk again
Thank
soon.
you so much.
Thanks for putting this on.
All right.
And we'll have a good time today.
Sounds good.
Here goes Gradey Dick. Gradey Dick, of course, Wichita's own, loving it, out here, living life. The pro basketball player, just so cool to have him out doing an event like this. And it's I'm telling you, like, Zeb, you get all the things that he's got going on. To even be thinking this way yet is a difficult thing to do.
I was going to say, I thought I had a busy schedule being a DJ and having a full-time job, but seeing him in and out, I mean, he literally just arrived maybe 10 minutes before we got him on air, and he's already shook, I'd say, a dozen hands before he's gotten down there. And
he's entering his third year in the league. He's 21 years old.
He's 21.
I remember myself at that age, and the thought of I'm still at that point. How am I going to get $5 to split a 30-pack of Keystone and $5 for a pizza at Domino's? And that's where my mind space is at that point. To have to juggle being a pro basketball player in a foreign country. 21 and then at the same time when you're back home trying to do something like this, which Tommy, you know this too, organizing anything is absolute insanity, let alone a charity golf tournament. I know Gradey has a lot of help, and his dad's been out here working hard, and his mom, and they're doing their thing, and it's just awesome. And this community is great for it. We've seen Connor Frankamp walking around. I just saw Mike Pelfrey walking around as well. He'll find tremendous support for this throughout the years, as his career blossoms, which it will. I think he was at 15 points a game last year. He's still a very young NBA player. He's going to become a really, really good pro basketball player, and somebody Wichita stays very proud of. An event like this will grow.
For sure, 100%. And I think that knowing the turnout, despite the weather, despite, this isn't something that's been on the calendar for months and months, right?
This was a quick
turnaround. And so I think, getting the first one under their belt, it will only grow from here. While you're talking to Gradey, I'm thinking to myself, hey, we've got a golf tournament to play in a few minutes. So I took your golf clubs. I put them on your cart for you.
I appreciate that.
I went and picked up a breakfast burrito for you.
Can't wait for that breakfast burrito.
I'm running errands while
we are. Listen, we're running errands. We're tracking people down. We got outside. We didn't know if we'd be able to do that before 9 o'clock. It is going to be a beautiful day to play golf.
Yeah.
Other than having to do a little walking, which is always good.
It's going to be wet out on the course, but it's going to be. It's not hot. It's slightly humid as I'm running around. It's a little humid,
a little bit.
But it's not hot. You don't have the sun beating down on you. This weekend was hot. Today's not going to be anything like that.
My parents have been in town, and it's hard when it gets so hot that you can't really do anything. We had the food truck out to one of our HTO locations yesterday, and that was a concern for a little bit. I was like, man, people are gonna be standing around. It gets so hot. What are they gonna do? And then we got the same kind of cloud cover and sprinkles we had today, so it was fine. But this for August golf, you can't replicate what we'll have here this afternoon. So it's going to be fantastic. They are, they're talking to people. We'll be ready to roll here. It's going to be a long round, but we're going to have some fun. Kudos to Crestview Country Club, by the way, for the quick turn on this also. In being happy and excited. I don't know if I've seen Gradey out here playing. He told us, Tommy, you weren't here, is he just picked up golf, like only like right now.
Yeah,
like it's not a thing. It's
I learned that so Callaway, the golf brand Callaway, they have started working on signing athletes that are non-golfers.
Pretty funny.
And so I believe Gradey Dick is a Callaway golfer now,
That's
a Callaway
fantastic.
athlete, even though he's not a golfer himself.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I was joking with him. Like, it's funny that golf had, the Jordan era, our era, and Barkley hacks it, and you see all those guys. It's because they don't take a lot of risks when they go out and play golf, so you can scratch that itch to do something. And that's what, as a great athlete, that's what drew me to the game.
Sure.
30 years ago.
The great
I
athlete
still
you
started.
are.
Yes.
The physical specimen
That's
that
right.
you are. Yeah.
That's right. It's really on display when I'm standing next to Gradey Dick. It's something. All right, they're going over some rules if you hear it in the background. So we'll kind of continue along with ours. Tommy, we talked about the Chiefs. I mean, the reality is that the Chiefs right now, and I don't think this has changed, and I don't think it's going to change, I hope, honestly, in the preseason, because that'll mean nobody got hurt. It's all about that offensive line and what happens. And if Sumateia struggles at left guard, having left guard struggles is not the same as having left tackle struggles. Again, I think there is about a 0% chance they're worse than they were on the line last year. There's maybe a 20% chance they're as bad, and then about an 80% chance that they're better. And I think, as we get ready for the Chiefs, and they're dealing with a suspension, and they're dealing with other injuries, and they're dealing with everything else, if they're better on the line, they're going to be better. No matter who's that wide receiver, no matter who's anywhere else. They didn't have Isaiah Pacheco all year last year. They didn't have Rice anyway all year last year. Like, we got to lock into that line. I mean, it was bad last year, and it affected Mahomes a great deal. They still won all these games, but that's where this has all been so strange, I think, in the offseason. Like, they got to another Super Bowl. They almost pulled off the thing no other team's been able to do. They only lost one real game in the regular season, but I feel like there is so much likely improvement for this team this year. And it all comes down to that line.
But for as good as Josh Simmons was in limited snaps on Saturday, Kingsley Suamataia was probably equally as bad at left guard. And I know that they feel like they invested enough in him, in his draft placement and all of that, where they feel like they've got to get some run out of him. I feel bad for the kid because
I do too.
They pushed him into a situation that he clearly wasn't ready for a year ago. I hope the same thing is not happening this year, where he's not ready for left guard either, and they're pushing him into that situation. I think the best thing that could have happened to him was a year or two under his belt to be able to get acclimated to playing offensive line in the National Football League. That hasn't been the reality for him.
And the best thing for him is to get him off a left tackle.
Yeah.
And just if he's a swing guy, if he's a backup, whatever.
I mean, he had a play that was a complete whiff, and he tripped on Simmons' feet and fell down, and what are we doing here?
Well, look, Moore has been getting run at guard at camp. I think our scenario that's most likely now is Taylor will play right tackle and Moore will be the other guard. And that's fine. Like, Moore, at the end of the day, you just bring in enough talented guys and you just, see what happens. I don't know what's going on with Wanye Morris. I would imagine he is an option there too. This will be the Tooney effect, right? What happens when you lose an all-pro guard like Tooney? Now, again, I think for most teams, that's more of a problem when they run the ball a ton. They don't do that. So I think it's going to be okay. How often is Mahomes in a pocket throwing it, right? It's almost never. And if he is, it's out quick. So the tackle thing will make them better, even if they have a massive hole at left guard, which kind of happened last year, right? When they moved Tooney out,
right?
Tooney gave them some respectability. Well, they weakened that spot anyway. So again, I do think there's almost a 0% chance they're not better on the offensive line. And for the Chiefs, that's everything this year. I mean, it's everything.
It is.
It's Mahomes being better than he was a year ago because he'll have at least a little bit more. He's not, I mean, he was under duress almost every single play.
Why did they get blown out in the Super Bowl? It was their offensive line.
Why did they get blown out against Tampa in the Super Bowl?
And you go back to that, a few years ago, they completely reinvented their offensive line that offseason. They've done basically the same thing this offseason with the resources they had. You've got to have some of that come to fruition. I mean, I would agree with you that I think that there is a pretty high likelihood that the line as a whole is better than what it was a year ago, simply because of the anchor that Josh Simmons can be at left tackle. But we are probably going to continue to have conversations about Kingsley Suamataia not being able to get it done.
He's not going to start.
I mean, we're probably going to continue to have conversations about Jawan Taylor, if healthy, being penalized a lot. That's just what he does. Like, those things are not just going to magically go away,
right?
But you would think that overall the production of the line should be comprehensively better than a year ago.
Jawan Taylor getting penalized a lot and what Mahomes dealt with at left tackle last year, two really different things.
Totally.
Jawan Taylor getting penalized a lot is annoying.
Yeah.
It's not, we aren't going to be able to
backbreaking
do
necessarily.
What we're going to need to do. And I just, like, last year was so wild when you think about no Pacheco, no Rice. Kelsey was older.
No Brown.
Right? No left tackle, basically. All of these things. Yeah, Hollywood Brown's out most of the year. And they won all those games. And I just keep coming back to this. And it's probably next week or the week after where we'll do predictions. They're not getting the run they probably should be getting right now. They're really not, because they're not. People just, I don't know what it is. I don't know why that is. I guess because they got beat bad in the Super Bowl. But I've heard, I listen to people evaluate them, and they're like, oh, people don't understand that they were that bad on the offensive line last year. I don't think because they won all the regular season games.
Right.
Chiefs people know, because we were watching them, and you knew Mahomes looked different because he was running for his life.
You see it on the large scale of, like, when they lose in the Super Bowl, right? Like, everybody sees it on display then. That's when it's most visible. That's when everybody's eyes are on it. But outside of Chiefs Kingdom, that wasn't a major, like, not anything that anybody really knew about.
Yeah, but do you remember the year? It may have been their Super Bowl year, the Bengals and Flacco. And we have just a minute here, but do you remember that year? Like, what was that story? Because he was getting murdered behind the line. He was getting sacked at record pace. The only difference between that and now is Mahomes' escapability. He just avoided a lot of the sacks. So it's kind of the same thing. We'll see what happens, but I'm pretty bullish, even with all the weird things right now that loom over the Chiefs, the suspension and some of these injuries. I think they're in very, very good shape, and most of it's based on what we saw out of Simmons there in the preseason game and the fact that he's healthy. All right, we're going to come back. Jalen Thompson's going to join us when we return. We'll talk a little more about the Kansas City Royals on Sports Daily here. It's Jacob Albrecht. It's Tommy Castor. Don't go away on a Monday.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story, clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
This is Rich Eisen. Check out The Rich Eisen Show, 11 until 2 on Wichita's #1 sports station, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Hey, Wichita, Jim Rome here, celebrating over 25 years as the #1 midday sports talk show on Wichita Radio. Find out why. Tune into the jungle, weekdays 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back out here to Crestview Country Club here on Sports Daily. We are so glad to be here live. Jalen Thompson joining us, KC Star, KC Insider. Jalen, we're at a charity golf tournament here this morning. I know you're jealous right now.
I am.
It's been raining, but we got back outside. Tommy's out. He's getting us started out on the golf course. So glad to have Jalen in. Jalen, we talked a little about the Royals in the last hour, and I just wildly to me disappointing that they couldn't even win the series in Minnesota. And I get it. There are circumstances within that. One of those games was pitched by Joe Ryan, but man, it just feels like everything with this team is on such razor thin margins that there's so little room for error. And I just don't know that should be the case. I feel like they should be in better shape than that.
Yeah, Jacob, yesterday's game was really a microcosm of the entire season for the Kansas City Royals. You just were waiting on them to push a run across, to take control of a game that they should have won. And they end up going 1 for 15 and leaving 15 men on base. those numbers just cannot happen if you want to be a playoff team. And really, you wasting another start from Ryan Bergert, who has been really good since he's came over from the San Diego Padres. And it's a game without Bobby Witt Jr. in the lineup. He has a stiff back, and you get the lead late in the game. Benny Pasquantino hits a 2-run homer, and then John Ray misplays the ball in left field. And then you get to the 10th inning, and it's a tied ball game, and you can't scratch a run across. You can't scratch a run across in the 11th inning. Those things hurt, and I just think the Royals, they really just squandered something big yesterday, and that's been their season this season.
Yeah, that's one you don't want to look back on in 3 or 4 weeks, and they're within a half game or a game or something. You think back to that one. I'm with you on that, but it adds a little urgency now as they come back home. They can kind of cure what ails them if they were to sweep 2 series, take 5 of 6, right? But we're to a point now for me, and maybe you agree or disagree. It feels like that third wild card spot's really the only one in play to me.
Oh yeah, I felt that way for the last couple of weeks. The division, I don't even look at those standings. I don't think there's no way. I don't
even with 6 heads up against the Tigers. I mean, even then it would be a stretch.
Yeah, I feel like if you're the Kansas City Royals right now, you're sitting there and you're looking at, well, is our team good enough to even be in the wild card race right now? Because you can't drop 2 or 3 to the Minnesota Twins. You just can't. That team is a young team that is sold off all their
AAA roster.
Deadline. You cannot do that. You have to win. You have to win that series, bar none. There's no excuse for that. And I think a lot of it has to be that we keep waiting and waiting and waiting for the Royals to turn around. I don't think that turnaround is coming. This is the team that they have. They are an inconsistent team where the offense is hit or miss. And it missed against the Twins, and you can't have that. You should have won 2 out of 3 in that series for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And now it's the Yankees, because I feel like the Mariners and the Red Sox are going to take those 2 spots by command. The Rangers also struggled this weekend. The Yankees have struggled, and I think they might keep struggling. So then it's kind of the Yankees, the Guardians, the Rangers, and the Royals, all within 4 games. That to me feels like the opportunity to get into the postseason. But the Royals are at the back end of that. And so, after these next 6 games, their schedule is not easy. There is a lot of urgency to me right now. Like right now, this has to be a big week.
Yeah, you have 10 out of 11 at home. You got to go at least 7-3 at home to do what you need to do to be back in this. The Nationals are coming in. You have to beat them, bar none. You have to. There's no denying you have to be. And the Nationals are a good team on the other side of in the National League. They have the similar record as the Royals have. So I mean,
they're an okay team. They're better than the Twins right now. I think roster. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What do you expect out of Falter? Falter's the listed starter. I assume that's the expectation. What do you expect out of him? If Lorenzen, who we just saw in Wichita pitch the other day, Bergert has played himself into the rotation at this point through 2 starts, I assume. So is it sort of Falter or Lorenzen then in that 5th spot?
No doubt. I think Bergert will be in the rotation. And I also think that you still need a lefty. And that's the one thing that I think helps Falter more than anything. He's just a lefty arm. And you don't have that without Cole Regans or Chris Bubich, still injured right now. So I don't know if maybe they go all righties. I just don't know. But I mean, when you have a guy like Bailey Falter that can be a left-handed
you got to go with your best guy at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like if Falter's been good other than his last start, but if he really and Lorenzen hasn't been other. What is his status? When do you think Lorenzen's back? By the way.
I think he might be back sooner than we might expect. I mean, like I said, he's been pitching well in the minor league, so maybe he'll get another start or 2 and he'll be back. But like you said, the good thing about Michael Lorenzen though is he can go in the bullpen or he can go, as a starter. But for right now, I think Berger is going to be in that starting rotation. I really think they won that trade. I really think that he can be
as much as
steal.
we're going to miss Fermin, and Fermin has already been great for the Padres. I agree.
For sure.
Fermin's going to help the Padres. There's no doubt about that. They just, I think if Berger's in the middle of their rotation next year, that was a win for the Royals just because they needed the position anyway. A couple other injury questions. What about Kaggs? What's Kaggs' status?
He's still working his way back. I think that maybe soon we'll probably see him potentially get out on maybe a rehab assignment. So, but he's progressing for sure.
And then, how concerned should we be about Bobby Witt Jr. now? Like I'm starting to be. The fact that he's not in a lineup in this, in the playoff chase that they're in, to me is concerning.
They said yesterday that he could have played through on Saturday, which he did, and then Sunday it just was a day after a night game. So day game after night game. So I think that for him, they kind of want to stay away from him. So yesterday,
I don't know. You're in a playoff chase. You got to have it. I don't know. I'm a little worried about that.
Maybe if he's not in the lineup tonight, then we might have that's still another cause for concern. Because a back when it stiffs up, I mean, you got to be careful. Look at what happened to Michael Massey when he had his back issues. He was on the IL for a bit. So, I mean, I think Bobby will probably be in the lineup tonight. So maybe that won't be a concern. But we're going to see. That's a big question mark for sure.
I suppose he could always DH too.
Yeah.
But when the other thing, and Tommy brought up a good point, the fact that he didn't pinch hit in any of those extra inning situations, like that to me is not good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of a concern there. All right, what's your expectation? What's your expectation this week? 6 games, softish opponents, all at home. The Royals will win how many of them?
They need to win 5 or 6 this week, if we're being honest. But I think they win 4 of those 6 games. I think that's a fair assessment. What about you?
I think that's probably about right. I think it's what's hardest thing for me, Jalen, with the Royals this year is at any point they could win 10 straight games. Like they have that in them. I don't know that the starting rotation is in a good position for that right now, but they're that kind of team. Now we'll see what happens with Bobby Witt Jr. And I suppose with Seth Lugo, what did you make of that bad performance? He's not been quite as solid the last couple of times out. Any concern there? What were the Royals saying after that start?
I'm not too concerned with Seth Lugo. I think with him, his last start in Minnesota last year was good as well. So I don't know if it's something with Target Field, but I think Seth Lugo is going to come back and have a great start. I really do. I think that
I agree.
It's the middle of the season. You're going to have ups and downs, and that was his worst start this season. So, I mean, that's impressive. If that's your worst one that you've had all year.
No, I think I agree. Jalen Thompson joining us, our KC Royals insider, beat reporter for the KC Star. Jalen, what do you have working for us here right now up on the site?
Right now, we're just got the recaps from the weekend series, and then kind of starting fresh on Monday today, just getting ready to see what this national series is going to be like. So nothing too crazy. I will say this though. The Royals will not see Mackenzie Gore, so they have a chance, to sweep if they put their minds to it. But
they are better. Like at some point, they're the better team, right?
Yeah,
I mean they're the better team. So go be the better team.
Go be.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go be the better team. Beat the Nationals. Beat the White Sox. That's what you gotta do.
Royals baseball pregame coverage tonight here at 6:30 on KFH. Jalen, enjoy some home games. We'll see if we can get some wins piled up here.
All right. Thank you so much, Jacob. Talk to you soon.
There goes Jalen Thompson, our Royals insider. Appreciate his visits on a Monday here as we're continue our coverage from Crestview Country Club at the Gradey Dick Golf Charity. We call it a classic yet? I don't think we can call it a classic yet. But it just rolls off the tongue that way. A couple other things, programming notes we want to tell you about the Zach Brown Band giveaway in Vegas. this will be the last time I'll tell you about this, actually. So Zach Brown Band, Love and Fear, live at Sphere, Las Vegas this December. It includes a 2-night stay at a suite in the Venetian Resort, Las Vegas, the only hotel directly connected to the Sphere. It's easy to enter. It's a national contest. Download the Odyssey app, listen to KFH for at least an hour. Learn more at odyssey.com/Zach, thanks to the Cena Touring Group. Let's get you a chance right now to win some HTO as well. I did get a chance when we were out at the food truck on Sunday at the East location, get a chance to talk to some listeners who have taken advantage of this giveaway. So if you want to win a free iced tea, more than 25 flavors to choose from, you can do that by texting the keyword tea to 20357. These will be good for East Wichita, West Wichita, or in Derby. So good luck there. You can win a free iced tea as we get you ready for the sunshine. It's about to be tea drinking weather. You know, we were moping around a little bit about the rain this morning here, Zeb, and it looks like we're just about to wish that it was still cloudy and rainy because it's going to get steamy and hot. We're going to be out here golfing for this great event. We're going to announce those charities here at the end of this tournament, but there is a couple, I believe, a handful in the mix on this. So we're excited to hear what that is. We're excited to be out here. We always appreciate these great community type events, and Wichita always does such a great job putting them on. Last couple of notes here for me as we get you ready for our almost final segment. I'm glad I was going to check with Zeb during the break on this. So just confirmed. All right. So we got another giveaway I want to do for you. Swing 365. That is in play still here. What it gets you is a week for free on the indoor golf simulator. It's over on the east side of Wichita. It's a blast. Tommy and I have been able to go in there, lucky enough to go in there and test that out sometimes. I love going in there, watching some baseball, hitting some balls. It's private. You're the only one in there, and you can win a week of that right now. That same number for the T, 20357, to enter the Golf 365. You text the keyword swing to 20357, and that will get you entered into that contest. That's swing 20357. So we got a couple of contests for you to get you ready throughout the week. We've got all kinds of good stuff here on Sports Daily, and that's just going to keep going, by the way, as we make it into the fall. Giveaways are a big part of what we want to do, and we're happy to do those anytime we get the opportunity. Okay, we'll come back here. We got one more little segment for you, so stick around. We're going to continue the fun here on Sports Daily. We'll get you ready for this golf tournament. We'll get you ready for the rest of the day on Sports Daily and tell you what's coming up tomorrow. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app.